Christians and atheists argue about the existence of God, Christians have two sources of evidence to refer to. The first source, of course, is the Bible. Now, I've exposed different contradictions, stories that are completely physically impossible. So, for this video, I'm not going to focus on the Bible, because I feel I've already ripped that book apart. Now, when forced to defend the Bible, a lot of Christians get backed into the corner because it's real hard to defend a book that's obviously riddled with just fiction. I mean, you can only argue so much. It's written, so you can't argue with what's written. And a lot of times written poorly. So when backed into that corner, they like to pull out their second source to prove the existence of God, and that is all of God's miracles. Because of course, that's outside the Bible. You just have to take a look around and see all of God's miracles. So my question today is, what miracles? I mean, if you want to just start with the miracle of life, then that puts us in the argument of creationism or evolution. Now that's really not what I want to make this video about. I don't want to make this a creationist versus evolution video. But if you're sticking to just that miracle, then that means that God's only miracle was producing life, then doing a bunch of fantastic miracles in the Bible, and then disappearing. See, what happens a lot of times is when Christians are backed into that corner and they want to argue about, okay, well, forget the Bible, what about all the miracles that God has done? They still get forced into quoting parts of the Bible when they talk about predictions and prophecies and stuff like that. Let's take all of that out of the Bible and let's talk about actual miracles that exist in our lives today. Because the atheist argument is that's the reason why we're atheists. There's no physical evidence that a God actually exists. And a funny thing happens when Christians have to resort to talking about miracles that actually happen in today's modern world. All of the miracles can actually be explained by non-supernatural things. Let me make my point clear. In the Bible, Moses parts the Red Sea. Jesus walks on water. A guy lives inside the belly of a whale for 3 or 4 days. These are all miracles that by no means can be explained by anything but supernatural forces. Jesus resurrects a guy from the dead. There's the only explanation for something like that happening is something supernatural and godly. So what in today's world actually happens like that? Because today's miracles magically are things that can also be explained by other earthly means. Today's miracles are things like I got an A on my paper, or my son got into Harvard, or my mother had cancer and after 6 months of harsh radiation and chemotherapy, she's managed to go into remission. None of these things are supernatural at all. None of these things are supernatural experiences. All of these things can be explained by scientific methods, or can be explained by just hard work, or everything that's actually done can be done by man. It doesn't require a supernatural being stepping in. So my question to Christians is, what supernatural thing has God done in your life? Tell me something phenomenal. I don't want to hear about he helped me through the hard times when I broke up with my boyfriend. I mean, unless you just didn't wake up one morning, you would have made it through that anyway. I want to know what supernatural point. I want to know what supernatural phenomenon that you've experienced and seen God do in today's modern world?